In this video, we're going to take a look at the 4 tools that are part of the WorkflowsPlus add-on. This includes permission forms, parent-teacher conference scheduling, service hour tracking, and student balance tracking. To start off, let's take a look at permission forms. These are frequently used for things like requesting permission to go on a field trip or for acknowledgement of policies. To get us started, we're logged on now as the school principal. And let's assume we're taking our 3rd and 4th graders on a field trip. So what I'd like to do then is I'm going to go into our student Zoom. We'll find our 3rd and 4th grade students. And from this menu here, we'll go ahead and request parent permission. And you can see it's sending a message out to the parents of our selected students. And here I may say field trip permission. Down in the body, we will simply modify this. And of course, this can be used for anything at all, but in this case, we'll say we're taking a field trip to the Science Museum or whatever it might happen to be. And we'll fill in the rest of this information. Maybe we don't want to explain activities. And down here at the bottom, we have choices of yes, I give permission, or no, I do not. So once I'm happy with what's going to be sent out, I go and I send my requests. Now, each parent is going to receive a message from the principal. So let's log in as the parent of one of those students that was just invited. And what we'll see here as the parent is that we have a new message waiting for us. And in that message, it's really quite simple. Here is the information about the field trip, and I have choices. Yes, I give permission, or no, I do not. And as each parent fills this out, the front office is able to come in and take a look and see who has filled out the permission form, right? Who has granted permission and who has not. The next workflow we're going to look at is parent-teacher conference scheduling. Now, parent-teacher conference scheduling is a multi-step workflow. It begins with a school administrator setting up a time block and specifying which teachers are going to be having office hours, which teachers will have sign-ups. So this begins by logging in as a school administrator and going to the parent-teacher interview tool. And the first thing that we would do as administrators, we're going to define the time blocks that are available. So in this instance, we're setting up some times on Wednesday and Thursday afternoon and Friday during the day. And we can even go in and say which specific classes are supposed to actually have conferences available. So maybe it's just our elementary school, maybe it's our upper school. So we can come in and we can decide what are the time blocks and which classes this will apply to. At that point, we're going to open up this process to our teachers. And each individual teacher, we can go ahead and show an example of this. Each teacher is going to be notified that we're getting ready for our conferences, and they will be asked to modify the available blocks. So here in my mailbox, I have a message from the teacher saying, if I want to view the bookings or make changes to the schedule, I can open this up and manage it. So these are all of the blocks that were defined by my school. And in fact, we're doing this over a couple weeks. I can see all of that. And if, for example, I'm not available on some of these, I can block out the ones where I'm not available, right? So I can come in and I can say, I don't want parents to schedule me on these particular times. This is the same tool that I'll be able to come back to later as parents have signed up to see which parent is signed up for each of the available spots. And then, of course, once our teachers have done that, then the school principal at some point is going to say, let's open this up for parents. So let's come in and do that. And when I come back now, I can take a look at our upcoming schedule, and I can say, let's open this to parents. Once I do this, we're going to deliver a notice to every parent that is associated with the classes that we have designated for this workflow. So as an example, if we are logging back in as this parent here, I now have, again, a new notice. It's right here in my mailbox. It says, hey, our spring parent-teacher interview period is open. And I open this up, and when I'm ready to book, it is going to show me for each teacher that my kids work with, right, these are the available slots. And I can come in, and on Friday, maybe I just want to move from one to the next. I'm going to come in, I'm going to book this one, and this one, and this one, whatever it might happen to be. And when I'm finished, I click Done, and all of these times and dates are now set. The teacher knows about it, and I know about it, so we're all on the same page. The next tool we're going to look at is the Service Hour Tracking application, which is designed for schools where students are expected to do a certain number of community service hours, and we're going to track that and record that and report that inside the school. In most of these programs, it starts with the students themselves submitting some hours. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to log in here as a student, and schools that are using the Service Hour application will see under this Applications panel here a Community Service tool. And when we open this up, it's designed to be really straightforward. If I'm a student and I've gone out and I've done some work, I'm going to fill in the details here. So maybe I was at the food bank and supervisor name, whatever, whatever, R. Jones. I'll fill in an email address, right, and a phone number, whatever it might happen to be, right? Description of service, we sorted food, and we spent 3 hours doing that on some particular date. So I'm going to come in, I'm just going to fill in all the information about this. And if I have maybe a form that my supervisor has filled out, I can attach that, or maybe I've got a picture of me sorting cans, whatever it might be, and I'll go ahead and submit this form. And then in most organizations, what we have happen after that is that somebody, usually an administrator, is going to, or sometimes an advisor, but some faculty member is going to review this. So for example, we'll log in here as a school principal. And as school principal, I can come into that same application. Here's a community service app. And when I open this, I can see that some of these things are pending. In fact, I can look just for the pending requests. I can open up that request, and if it looks good to me, I'll go ahead and approve this. And now these are approved hours. And then, of course, I can come in and export all this into a spreadsheet and we can get our statistics and so forth. So try to make it really just quick and easy. The final tool that we'll look at for the WorkflowsPlus add-on is student balance tracking. And this workflow actually begins in the SIS side. So we're going to log in here to the management console. I'm going to log in as a school administrator here. And what the balance tracking does is it allows us to essentially assess fees and payments for any of our students and keep track of a balance. So for example, if I look here under fees, I can pick a student, or I can even assign fees to multiple students. So we can see that in Palmer's case, we have assigned a tuition fee of $10,000. We've discounted that by $2,000. In addition, for this particular student, we've received a $1,000 payment already. And so it shows that we've got a $7,000 balance. And of course, this can be done individually. If I want to receive another payment, right, I can go ahead and record that. We can also do this in bulk. So when we assign tuition, we can do this for all our students at one time. And then the parent view of this is actually handled through EDSB. So if I log in here as Palmer's mom or dad, when I connect here to EDSB, what you'll notice is that here's Palmer, and under Palmer it shows an account balance. And when we click this link, we simply take the parent out to whatever payment page you might work with, whether that is Stripe or QuickBooks or PayPal or whatever it is that you might want to utilize. So parents are always aware of what does the balance do, and we provide them a quick and easy way of making their payments. So those are the tools for WorkflowsPlus. Thanks for watching.